Go.
Alrighty, what we have here is an Ed Heimbusch, which is his dad, original creation from the early 60s. He liked to call this
Arkansas toothpick.
the Arkansas toothpick. Now, believe it or not, that blade was originally a cement mixer leaf spring, right?
Yes, sir.
And the handle was just a block
louder.
of wood. And look at the brass fittings on this thing. This is all handmade. Every single piece of this is handmade, including the box that this thing come in. He liked to call it the Arkansas toothpick. He made a lot of knives, didn't he, Jaime?
Yes, he did.
This is his dad we're talking about. Let's have a look at that buoy. Yeah. Wouldn't want to get into a argument with that, right? Let's see that handle one time. Wow. This is all pure brass. You remember these was made in the 60s. Okay? This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. His dad used to make canes with swords in them, with rat tail files filed down to a needle point.
Yes, yes.
Right? Cue sticks made into canes with lead in them for clubs. Let's not forget the sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, 12-gauge sawed-off stagecoach gun.
Used to drive around in him and his dad used to drive around in a, what year was
68
it?
Thunderbird.
68 Thunderbird with suicide doors, looked like a mafia car, with a trunk that was so deep you could hide a body in it, I kid you not. Full of weapons. You couldn't get away with this today. Full of these weapons.
That's right.
With a sawed-off shotgun, am I right?
That's right.
With a sawed-off shotgun. So this is how we spent our youth.
Yeah.
Weapons.
Okay, tell them where.
Newcomerstown. This is Goodrich Street. This is where we were doing our wheeling and dealing. Many a trade has been made, knife for knife, couple knives, guns, anything, clubs, yeah.
Nightsticks.
Nightsticks,
Now
anything to get us into trouble.
Tell everybody about the story about how they drive down the car and pop the trunk open.
That was the trunk of the Thunderbird that had the sawed-off shotgun, several weighted clubs with lead.
Yeah.
Knives.
Brass knuckles.
Sap. Yep. Canes with sword in them.
Swords in them, yeah.
Yeah. So that, I mean, if you got pulled over now, you'd like get sent up and they throw the key away. But we were able to do this stuff when we were kids, and so that was the youth of growing up in Newcomerstown.
So any added funny stories that go along with these weapons? Didn't you say Jimmy Postle had one?
Jimmy Postle had several. He had a cue stick that was like this long, with a handle with brass fittings that had a rat tail file honed to a needle point.
Yeah,
am I right?
Yep.
Needle point on this thing. He carried that thing around under the front seat of his car. I mean, I don't know what we thought was going to happen.
Did he ever stab
really
anybody?
Weren't violent people, but we kind of just wanted to make sure we were left alone, you know. And for another time, we'll start talking about Jaime's gun collection at the time.
Oh, a small arsenal.
This is when Bill Heifner's would trade bicycles for rifles and stuff like that. So we'll save that for another story. But we'll zero out now with one more look at this piece of art. The Arkansas Toothpick by Ed Heimbusch.
And the Bowie.
Okay.
See you next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.